don't give a fuck if they don't listen. This is my journey, my campaign, my story. But I promise you this, if they do listen, they gon' feel me.
Perfect.
It's my campaign, let me in. Start of a new era, I do it for my generation. Give a round of applause for the newest entry. Write my name on the ballot, about to make history. On enemies or friendly, some say they fuck with me. Most watching from the side, in they eyes, they envy me. Don't let that shit get to me. None of y'all niggas know me. Gotta make it out the bucket before the crabs get me.
Alrighty, my name is Sydney Hoyle. I am the owner of I Am the Prize LLC, a self-love clothing brand where I sell gym wear sets and leisure sets for women. The name I Am the Prize comes from me wanting people to know that they are the gift, they are the purpose, they are the prize to this world. If they're searching for what they're here for, just take a look within.
Okay. It's Stan Man. What's up? Ain't nobody really on the live yet right now, but hopefully they'll join or whatever it is. We're just talking. Me and you will just have a conversation. I don't care. You know what I mean? But we definitely just got off Instagram, had a awesome conversation about the struggles of entrepreneurship. But obviously, I know I'm Stan the Man. I represent Dream and Vision entertainment brand that is trying to tackle all aspects of entertainment, from music, videography, photography, modeling, such and such. Anything you can think of that deals with entertainment, we trying to get into that field. Short films, movies, all that. Right now, we're kind of more focused on music and clothing, or merchandise, and then we'll eventually get to those other lanes as far as like when we be able to build and get more capital, all that type of things. So, thank you for joining me today, Sydney, again on the Facebook Live. One of the things is I want to know why you decided to why did you decide to start your business?
So my why is definitely for my future children. I've always wanted to know, my goal in life is to definitely leave a legacy. What did Sydney do while she was here on this earth? And I really have desired people to remember my name. Like once I'm gone, long gone, the name Sydney Hoyle still rings. And definitely for my children, like just to show them and have something to leave for them, and they can keep building on to know that no matter where you come from, as long as you're confident and you can endure the struggles of starting whatever it is you want in life, that you definitely can. And then just your mom is a living testimony that you can do that.
I feel it. I feel like what you said is what inspires a lot of people to start their own business as well. Obviously, you want to make money, you want to be profitable, but I feel like other than trying to make money, you have to have another reason on why you're doing it. Because if you're only doing it to make money, then you're gonna run into like certain problems in the end, because you're not really doing it for spiritual reasons or any type of like.
There's no purpose behind it.
There's no purpose behind it other than money, which money is it's a what is that word I'm looking for? It's like it's made up, you know what I mean? In a sense, it's made up. Money is made up, but you know what I mean? But inspiring folks and stuff like that is a feeling and motivation that keeps the world moving forward. That's how I feel about that. So yes, me as well. I started the brand because I wanted to tell my story as well. I wanted to inspire people who come from similar backgrounds as me, and be able to be a aspect of being strong-willed, also being strong-minded, and being able to have that mentality and just never quit. So, because I come from humble beginnings or whatever, and a lot of us in our communities that come from humble beginnings don't have the motivation or just the knowledge or information to feel like that they can start a business or build a brand, you know what I mean? Or sell anything. So I want to, tell my story through entertainment, and also inspire people that's behind me to be able to pursue their dreams. Because I Dream and Vision Entertainment, like I'm big on dreams and visions. You know what I mean? That's what the whole brand is about. That's why the name is the name, and the logo is what it is. So,
Yeah. I
So
feel it.
I resonate with you. I fuck with you because like I mean, obviously we went to school together. We had mutual friends, and then we built our own bond and stuff like that through that aspect. But also not only because we had mutual friends, it's because like we mentally connected because we understood each other's perspectives when we had conversations. You know what I mean? So like with now that you started off and did your business, I started off doing our business. We got more reason to fuck with each other because like show I believe in show love, get love, and I always believe in supporting people. I support people regardless if they support me or not. You know what I mean? Only because like I want to show them like this is how you really supposed to do it. Like I'm not showing love just because I want to show love back. I'm showing love because I know that it makes you feel good and it makes you just need that support. You know what I mean? So anything to say off what I just said?
Um,
And shout out to the
I
people that's
think
watching
that's
right
like,
now.
hmm,
And I'm just saying shout out to the people that's watching right now.
for sure. No, but I see what you're doing. We're both out here doing big things. Like you said, great minds think alike. We've always had a great, decent relationship, and always having conversations about always wanting more out of life and not just settling for just any old thing. So I definitely see what you're doing. I share just because of the fact that I see what you're doing, and when you see someone that's confident and they're passionate about what they do, and especially if you're a friend, so you should, you kind of should feel like you have no choice but like whatever I can do to help you succeed, that's what I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to do. And most of the time, the only thing that us as entrepreneurs starting out ask for is just that recognition and support. You simply sharing it on your platform, your story, your Facebook, your Instagram post, that means so much to us, and that's why I really don't mind supporting other people, because I know how that makes them feel like man, somebody see me in that
Yeah, somebody recognizes the
way.
effort that I'm putting in, and that's all we really want. Um, I think we all want to be loved in a way. You know what I mean? It comes to down to being loved or whatever. But like you just want to be you want your hard work and your energy and your effort to be recognized because that's why we're doing it. Other than being inspirational and motivating to kids behind us. So.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it. So I understand your why. You understand my why. I fuck with it. So what are some of the things that you noticed that when you first started to build your brand and stuff that you had struggles with?
Um, I definitely could say I struggled with being excited and kind of moving a little too fast. So I ended up doing certain things or investing in certain things that got me what I needed, but with not having all the information or just learning along the way, it's like sometimes you have to reinvest in that same uh, thing that you've already invested in. But like we've already said before, it's not a loss; it's just a lesson learned. So just moving too fast with certain things. Having to search for information, having to have to pay people for certain information,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even reaching out to people for things and not getting any response back. And sometimes people wanting you to struggle maybe the same way that they did.
I hate
And
that
not
shit.
having that support from friends that could really, catapult you to the next level. But all lessons that you just pick up and you apply to keep moving forward.
Okay. To piggyback off that, I feel the same way. Some of the struggles that I experienced in the lane that I took is trying to find when I'm recording music, I'm trying to find obviously a cheaper route to record music, but at the same time, sometimes if you go the cheaper route, the quality diminishes.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, and but not even that. Sometimes I've been finessed. I'll keep it real. I've been finessed by some of these engineers or whatever because they'll be charging a lot and they're not really that good or they don't really focus on you like that. And it's frustrating because like you spend all this money. I remember spending like $90 for a session and I was just so dissatisfied with it. It almost made me just say, fuck this shit. Like, it ain't even worth it. You know what I mean? Like, dude made it seem like he knew what he was doing, and then got into the studio with him, and I can tell that he was still in the beginning phases of knowing what he's doing, but I'm paying him $90 to do one song for me. So it was just like shit like that. And I've been with other people trying to go the cheaper route and stuff like that, and it just didn't work. So when I went to the professional studio, even though it cost me more money and it took me a little bit longer because it cost me more money, I was able to get the quality that I wanted. So I learned that lesson as well. So that was one of the struggles starting off. Another struggle with building the brand was support. You know what I mean? Like, when you first start, it's scary. Like, you already got all this doubt in your mind that you're gonna fail. You don't. It's, you want to believe in yourself. Like, I have a strong mind. I want to believe that I have a strong mind, and I have this strong tenacity to not care about other people's opinion as much. But at the same time, deep down, like, if I'm being honest, like, I care about other people's opinions.
Yeah.
So on the
It's
outside, I
like a
might,
little.
yeah.
Sorry. Go
No, on the
ahead.
outside, I'll give that hard exterior, like, shit, I'm gonna just do it if that y'all don't fuck with me or not. And which, yes, part of me, I'm gonna do it that way. But deep down, I'm just like, I wish y'all really fuck with me. You know what I mean? And trying to get that support in the beginning is hard on the mental as well, because you would expect support to come easier from the social circles that you've been around, especially going to college, where I thought when you go to college, you're supposed to be networking. They teach you that, like, you go to college to network and stuff like that, and build friendships and stuff like that. But then you start venturing off and doing your own thing, and you need support, and then they're slow to support you, and you start getting emotional. You want to chime in on that?
Yeah, the thing with, as I've said before to myself, I have to learn how to separate my emotions from the business. It's like starting off, you want people to support you. Sometimes it's like they don't hop on until they see a certain number of other people are supporting you, or a certain number of people are reposting you, and okay, well, now I'm reposting. The personal
Mm-hmm.
side of me is like, why couldn't you just be there, in the beginning, like when I needed you? Like, why are you just now hopping on? But then the business side of me is like, hey, whenever you decide to hop on, that's fine, because the awareness is getting out there. And whenever you repost it, however many followers you have, however many views you get, that's just that many more eyes
So
that get to see it.
I want you to tell me about how you felt initially when you first started your business and you started sharing it to other people. What was your, like, initial emotions and stuff like that?
So at first, I was afraid to tell people because,
Mm,
I was still unsure if I was capable of really producing this vision that I had. Like, am I strong enough to really endure and bring this to fruition? So at first, I didn't really want to tell people that this is what I was going to do. But,
mm,
the more and more I kept investing in my business, the more knowledge that I was getting, I knew that these are the people that you have to start with, the ones that are right beside you, the ones that you talk to frequently or most often, and then you start branching out to where you're going to brunches and little parties and game nights, and then you're talking to more people. And the more, any business starts out as word of mouth, and so at
mm-hmm.
first you might
Facts.
be a little shy and timid of doing it, but when it's a one-man show, or you really got to put in that passion behind it, you just let those emotions go and say, hey, no one's going to go any harder for this than I am. And I believe the more energy and passion we put in behind it, like, people have no other choice but to match that. So it was
And
pretty scary
respect
at
it.
first.
And respect it, right? Once you put that consistency in and they really see that you putting all that effort in, I find it a weird phenomenon that the close social circles that you have, some of them will be slow to support in the way you need support before strangers do. Like, I learned that very early. I would send my music to people, And you react and you gave me your feedback and stuff. I always appreciated that. But some of my homeboys, they never reacted or anything like that. So it caused me to think like, do y'all fuck with it or not? Because I don't know what to think. If you're not saying nothing, I don't know what to think. So I'm left to think all these wild ass thoughts like y'all don't really fuck with me. You know what I mean? And then it deteriorates our friendship. And I had to battle that and get over it. But with that being said, I started having more people that I didn't even know saying that, oh yeah, this shit fire, this shit hard and stuff like that. And it's just like I had to learn to appreciate other people that I didn't know giving me praise versus the ones that didn't give me shit at all that I really wanted it from. And I'm like, why am I tripping over the people that I expected to show support and not giving notice to the people that are supporting me?
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, a
That's
good
a
friend
struggle right there.
told me, he was like, if you focus more on who didn't come through and what people didn't do, it's almost like you're taking an appreciation away from the people that actually are being there and supporting and helping. So just stay focused on the people that are letting you know, that's giving you feedback and saying, hey, you're really doing a good job. Keep going, because the people you expect it from, it's like you never really know where their mind is. You said, when you don't have that conversation and they don't really let you know, some things, it might not be exactly the way you may think, but who knows? But I've always gotten advice that the people that are really going to be inspired, the people that you're really getting their attention, are going to be the people that you least suspect or don't know. But your friends or your closest family members, all of them might be the last ones. And maybe it's just because they're so close to you and they might be doubtful of themselves, or
I got a question. I got a
they
question for you.
or know about you.
What do you let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. When this situation happens, what do you think the root cause of it? Friends and family don't support you until strangers support you. What do you think is behind
I
that?
think because, like I said, they think they know you. They know your strengths, they know your weaknesses, they know your triumphs, and they also know your struggles. Like, they know the mistakes that you probably made. So there might be some doubt in the back of their minds because they feel like they know you so
They
much.
hating. They hating.
It could definitely be hating. It could definitely feel like like they said, like they know you and these other people don't know you. But as long as you know yourself and you're confident with yourself, you gotta let that be whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it's insecurities. Like, say for instance, you got a friends, a circle of friends, right? And you become the first one to venture out and do a business. Everybody else probably talked about doing the business, but never actually put the action behind it, because obviously we know it's scary to start a business. It's a lot. Like, it's not easy as what we think it is. Like, oh, I want to do this and that. It's not really that easy. But you, Sydney, took the steps to start, but your friends didn't, and they're looking at you like, oh, this girl, like, I know her, but she not about like she not like gonna make it or something like that. I don't know. It's a weird. It's even hard to me to explain it because I still don't
You see,
understand it.
you know why you're never gonna understand it. If that's not the kind of person you are, you'll never, your mind won't even be able to fathom the thought as to why they think that way. And that's why it's like you really can't even focus on it, because you'll never get the answer. You can
I
wonder
got
all
something for
day
you.
long. Good.
I got a homeboy. I'm not gonna say no names or anything like that, because then you'll pretty much know. But I remember watching his Facebook post, and then he said something about, like, it was like a frustration, like, damn nigga, like, we know you got your business going and stuff like that. You ain't gotta, like, such and such, do such and such. You gonna make it, bro. Don't worry about me not posting or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? Like, that's kind of strange for him to post that type of message to tell other people not to harass them about supporting, when it's just like, that's just part of the grind. Like, we trying to figure out, trying to get as big outreach as we can, And then some people get annoyed by that. And I'm thinking, it's like, I know you personally, like, we cool, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we cool. So it's just like, why you think that way? Like, does it bother you when somebody is trying to put their business out there to you and then you feel like they're doing too much? Like, I don't get that.
Because like I said, they said we won't get it because we won't get that person's mindset on why they even feel that way, because I don't mind. Like, when you send me stuff, I'm like, I see his passion behind it. Of course I'm gonna repost. Of course I'm gonna go watch.
Thank you, because
Like,
I know I'm
if
annoying to some
anyone,
people. I know it.
it's, to me, it's not annoying. Like, that's a part of the grind. Like,
But
that's what you have to do.
I feel like
I
you
had to
only get it.
create.
I feel like you only get it because we, even though we're not in similar lane, you get it because you got your hustle as
But
well.
no, I'm really telling you, whether I started a business or not, it's the passion behind someone. They believe in themselves so much. Like, if someone can't identify with that part, this person is passionate about what they're trying to do, they're going to do any and everything. That means you don't care about who you bugging.
You don't care about how you
It
look.
takes about, you don't, yeah, you don't care if it looks like you're begging or anything, because who else is going to do it? Who else going to do it?
You said it right there.
So
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Whether I start a business or not, any individual person, if they can't see the fact that you have passion behind what you're doing, and every decision that you make, everything that you're doing is because this is a new idea, this is a new thing that you're trying to get out there. And like I said, all it takes is for your work to get into the right person's hands for it to
that's
take
all it
off.
takes.
Like, it's all a part of the grind. So no, if that person, whoever said that, they're not seeing the bigger picture, and they're actually being selfish and putting their self into that category. It's like, no, you can't do that.
I also think it's an insecurity as well because they're not doing what they want to do with their life. And when you're trying to get in that beginning stages of your grind to get to a level of success, I won't say they're jealous, but at the same time, it's like they don't want to support because it's like
Well, actually,
I know you when you were at my level. I knew you when you was in school and you didn't have the flyest clothes, or you wasn't talking like how you talking now. Like, I knew you when you were just thinking about hoes. You know what I mean? Type shit. Like, your mind wasn't like that, but now you talking about some serious shit. Like, nah, like, they still thinking about you how you was in the past. And also on top of that,
see, that's why I
I
told
feel
you,
like
it's because they
since
think
they're
they know
not,
you.
they think they know you, and they're not doing what they spiritually want to do. So it's hard. I feel like it's a jealousy thing because it's hard for somebody to support you if they're depressed about their well-being. You know what I mean?
But you know, Drake said it best: jealousy is nothing but love and hate at the
At the
same time.
same time, at the same time. But I hate it when your closest friends give off that emotion. Like, you be like, damn, bro, I've been rocking with you for this long, and
But you
just
know, they say, like, one way to know who your real friends are is to start a business. Start a business, you'll know, because like when that support isn't there, like they only would just want to post your stuff. And that's what I'm saying, for them to create a video or go on live and say that, is, to me, it's like you're actually just letting me know that you're not my friend. Like, because my thing is, what is friendship to you? And what value do you place friendship? So if you feel like I'm bugging or I shouldn't be upset that you're not supporting, then what does friendship mean to you? And obviously, we might have two different definitions of friendship. And that's what I'm saying. Me and you don't talk every day at all. We don't see each other probably once a year. But
nowadays, once a year. When we was in school, we
but
was in the
let
same
you
field
send
together.
me something, and I've already seen you posting, I've already seen you doing your thing, and you
It's the
send me
same
one video and say,
automated message too.
exactly, like, why wouldn't I?
And if you sent the same thing to me, I would have the same mindset. It's like, I'm gonna check it out. I do people. I show love to people that don't show love to me all the time, and I realize it's like, if I'm showing love, I'm not trying to get love back. And I always want to make that known. I'm showing love because I know that it makes you feel good and you need it. You know what I mean? And hopefully you will return the love, because I also do believe in show love, get love. But if you don't show the love, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna show you love next time, unless it gets to the point to where you're big headed and you really just never acknowledge the love I showed you. When you don't acknowledge the love I show you, after a while, you're just like, what's the point of showing love? That's why when I send mass DMs out, and the ups and downs of sending those out, to some people it gets annoying. Even though I'm not hitting you up every day. To some people it gets annoying. I remember not too long ago, I had one message. The girl, I sent one of those messages about my video to a girl, and she said blocked. I looked at that, I was like, what? It kind of hurt my heart a little bit, but then I had to toughen up. I was like, that's just one person that got annoyed. But then I have at least 10 that say, keep grinding, keep going, you're getting better, this and that, this and that. And then when I was expressing that to one of my female friends or whatever, I was just like, I had to realize, like, I do have more people that are rooting for me than people that don't give a fuck. Even if those people that don't give a fuck are people that you want to give a fuck, like your closest friends and family, shit like that.
But see, this is I always say, choose your side now, because once I pop,
I'm gonna remember all that shit. I'm gonna remember all that shit. Oh, you wasn't really fucking with me like that.
Humble as they come, I promise you, and I promise you, when my shit pop, I'm still gonna be humble. But like I said, and I'm staying 10 toes down on that. Choose your side now, or forever hold your peace. Because once I make it, I don't know you. I don't.
You're just another potential customer to me.
Period.
Because you could have been eating on this table with me, but you chose to eat at another table, or you chose to not even come to my table. So,
period.
Because you felt like I ain't have enough food at the time. But I told you I was still cooking. You got to be patient. The shit's in the oven, bro.
You smelled it.
You smelled it, bro. You came in the kitchen and was like, "What you cooking, bro?" And I'm like, "I'm cooking this success." And you were like, "Bro, it's taking too long. I'm gonna go somewhere else where I'm gonna go to McDonald's because it's fast food." and then an hour later you pop out that oven, and then the best gourmet 5-course dinner meal that a nigga missed out on and shit like that. And now they watching you eat that shit, and they like, I used to fuck with him. He fake because like he didn't bring me to the table and invite me to the table. I invited you, bro. You chose not to come when I didn't have nothing there, but I was cooking it. But now I put all the plates and I served everybody that stayed and patiently waiting. And now you looking like I just finished my McDonald's on my Wendy's 4 for $4, and we over here eating steak, lobster, shrimp. You know what I mean? Shit, we going to Ruth. I'm looking like I'm at Ruth Chris or some shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a crazy phenomenon that the closest ones to you don't support to strangers support, and I don't understand it because I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I want everybody to win. I don't be in competition. I don't try to downplay what you got going. I won't say, nah, you shouldn't be doing that and stuff like that. If you got a dream, you got a vision, you got a passion, I always tell people to pursue it as much as possible. Give it 10 years, you know what I mean? Put 10 years behind it and see where you get to. And then decide to say, this ain't for me or something. But if you don't put the effort or the motive, the dedication and the consistency behind it.
And like I said, like Nipsey said, the only thing that'll make you different from someone else is the fact that you remain consistent. You keep going. You know, you put that passion and that confidence behind what you're doing. Like I said, all it takes is for yourself to get in the right hands. And once people realize what that struggle was before it got there, annoying people to support you, to share it, to like, to comment, and then one day and all them late nights that you stayed up creating content, coming up with ideas, getting all the knowledge that you need, it's gonna pay off one day.
One day you won't even need to even grind like that. One day, in my personal field, I won't need to send out mass DMs. Once I post it, you're already gonna see it soon, eventually, within at least a day or two. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna interact. You know what I mean? So, and with as far as your clothing line, one day you won't need to tell everybody, "Hey, I got this certain piece of clothing for females to wear." one day they're just gonna be already on it, and then your profit's going through the roof. You know what I
That
mean?
my goal is for someone to wake up one day and say, I'm gonna go on a trip, or I need another set of clothes. Let me go to Eye on the Prize and see what
Yeah.
they got. That's literally my goal.
You think these fashion brands got established overnight?
Oh no, I definitely say through years of dedication and constant grinding and keep producing content and having to invest so much in your business until your business can run itself. I say a good 2 to 5 years of just remaining consistent. Like, people have been able to build $1 million, multi-million-dollar brands, and sometimes it just takes your content getting into the right hands, the right influencer seeing it, and just keep paying the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads, these influencers, the local influencers, the ones that's known all over your state, and then the ones that are kind of known in certain regions, and doing pop-ups, like
Yeah.
using all avenues to just keep getting the brand out there and getting people aware of what your brand is and how you stand out. Because when it comes to clothing, especially when I got in the game, I see like, man, no wonder why you see different companies have some of the same products that they're selling just at different prices. So I'm like, man, it's not about people having the same product. Is, do you have an audience? They've been able to build their audience so it can be multiple people selling the same thing, and it still can get it sold.
You
So
made
I'm
me
just
think of something. You made me think of something. You made me think of Kanye West, right? He got the whole Yeezus brand and stuff like that. And me personally, like I don't buy into his clothing line. I like his music. I sometimes like the way he's thinking sometimes. But but he's a billionaire now, you know what I mean? Off music and other stuff, but his clothing brand is like popular. And you look at his clothing brand, I'm looking like, bro, he just got a white t-shirt with some holes in it. That's how my perceptive. But to other people, he got people that fuck with him and fuck with what he's about. And they will buy it's the audience. They will buy $300 t-shirts with holes and stuff in it, or they'll buy $1,000 Yeezys, which, I mean, me personally, I don't find them that cool, but some people do, and they were willing to pay the money. And that's the type of attitude you need to have. You know what I mean? Because Stan over here might not fuck with it, but you got 1,000 other people that will pay $1,000.
Somebody do.
So you gotta have that mentality.
But same like with your music, like, and like I said, it is a downer when the closest people behind you and around you, like, you're looking for their feedback, you're looking for that praise from them to let you know, like, yeah, I'm doing something, keep going. But it's gonna be people that you have no idea. Then one day they might DM you and say, like, bro, your music has either inspired me, or just seeing your grind has inspired me to grind in this area of my life, or produce this in my life. So, we both got to keep doing what we're doing and stay constant.
It's going to come for both of us.
For
sure. It's going to come
like,
for both of us.
It's definitely going to return 100-fold.
You know what I see for you, though? I see a lot of people that you knew personally, and when you make it to that level that their perception think that you made it at, they're going to hit you up and be like, I always believed in you. Sydney, like you like, I can't remember, you came from this to that. They're gonna bring up all the old memories you had of each other. That's how I kind of see what your path is gonna go. Like, you're gonna have to deal with those type of friends, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I might have to deal with it too, so it is what it is. But let's go back to like the struggles of entrepreneurship. What are some of the struggles you think starting your business with starting your business?
Just definitely the lack of knowledge and having to figure out things on your own, or having to pay people to find out certain information. Like, I had to pay $50 to get my LLC filed, when once I learned what was actually supposed to be on the LLC, it's like, man,
You could did yourself.
Myself.
That's crazy to me. I didn't know
$100.
you paid $50 for somebody to help you get an LLC.
You have CPAs and attorneys that will charge you to help you file your LLC. Yes,
That's crazy.
Because you don't know. But YouTube and Google
I
or
honestly, I
consent
googled. Yeah,
tools.
I googled, and then once I found out how much it costs and stuff like that, and during school too, I asked one of my professors as well. But yeah, I never thought about paying somebody else to help me do something. Like, yeah, it's beneficial in some things, but for starting off and you in college, you don't really, you don't have a. I didn't have a full-time job in college. I had a part-time job, so I'm not looking to. I'm trying to be cheap as possible. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, you have the luxury to be able to pay $50 in order to get consulted to pay the $300, right? Like, I learned that I just had to
Basically,
pay $300 to get it registered. Hey, I looked at my partner, Demar, co-founder. I was like, hey, bro, let's put the money together to get this LLC so nobody can steal our ideal or something like that. So I
definitely.
was like, damn, like hearing you saying that, I was like, damn, like
I
$50
started
ain't
off with a
bad. It's not
DBA,
bad, but it's just like it's bad
just the fact.
once you
Yeah,
learn that you didn't have you could save $50.
exactly. Like I started off with a DBA doing business as just when you're doing business under a different name, and no one in
Mm,
the county with no one in the county of the city you reside in can use that name. With an LLC, limited liability company, it protects your personal assets. So if God forbid anything were to happen, in any legal activities going on, they would come just straight for the LLC and not your personal assets. And then no one in that state which you reside and you're doing business in can use that name. So DBAs can range between 17 and probably $25 depending on
mm.
your city and state. And LLCs anywhere in the country is $300 to file.
Yes, that's the same experience I had. $300 to at least start a business. And if you really look at it from a different perspective, that's not a lot of money to start a business. Because if before I knew that information to start a business, I don't know why I figured you need thousands of dollars.
Now,
But then,
depending on what industry you're going into and what's needed, after, but starting the business is the LLC.
mhm,
Getting that name established and no one being able to take that is you starting the business. Like you said, some people get an LLC and they're not exactly sure what they want to do, but having that name secured is you starting your business. And then once you go and
mhm,
do your research on, okay, if I want to do music, I need XYZ to record my videos, a platform to edit them on,
mhm.
a platform to share it on. And
And if you
okay,
need, and with you, with clothing, you need a vendor. You need somebody to be able to print, I guess, whatever design that you want on the clothing and stuff like that. Then you need a marketing team. You need a whole marketing outline over how you're gonna promote your business. So yeah, cause like
yes,
we
it
about to
takes
get into
a lot of work.
merchandise as well. So I kind of understand your lane as well too.
Definitely, it takes a lot of work, a lot of research,
A lot of
um,
money.
talking to multiple vendors to get the best price out of what you're trying to produce. So yeah,
So that's another struggle as well. Like for a lot of people who want to start their business, they think about how much money is involved to do it, without realizing that you can really start off with little to no money. You just gotta either say if you don't have money, I feel like with us, you just save and invest or invest in yourself. You know what I mean? Save the money, put it aside to start save the 300 to start your LLC. Then figure out how much money you need to for whatever capital that you need to get some shit done. You know what I mean? In the clothing aspect, um, know what budget you need to build an inventory. You know what I mean? Type shit. And then once you know that number, you can start actively either saving or finding ways to get that money for it. And you want
definitely.
to talk about the different ways that at least you funded your business starting off?
So I know the two major things that might stop people from starting a business or just pursuing their dreams is fear and finances. That'll definitely
Facts.
hold people back from producing their vision that they see. That will definitely separate the idea from the actual work putting in. But like I said, as of now, I'm a full-time worker at one of the top oil and gas companies here in the United States and all over the world. So I've been blessed to be in a position to really fund my business and invest in it and what's needed to really get the ground running. But even for people that might not be in such a fortunate situation as me, do not let money or the lack thereof stop you from chasing your dream. They have business grants, business
PPP
forgiveness.
loans, I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, these PPP loans out here that you can definitely use that can help. And sometimes just with doing your research and just talking with people, resources and information can find its way to you as well. A quick example, I was out to lunch with one friend and she invited a couple of more friends, and we're all sitting there and I'm talking to her about my business and just the next steps and what I needed. One of the friends overheard, like, oh, I have a vendor list that you can use so you can search vendors that you need. So there's other people and other startup brand companies, like that's what they do. They help you start up your brand. It's like, oh, we have a vendor list, but here we have a kit and you need $250 so we can give you this, that, and the third. It's like, this person wants to give me that for free. So sometimes don't worry about not having the money. As long as you're out pursuing and talking to people, information and resources finds its way to you as well.
Yes, and I feel like what you're talking about is this like law of energy, right? That the universe provides. If you step out into your purpose and you actively start doing things that's for your purpose and whatever your dream and your vision is, you will come across people that will be similar to you or will understand what you're trying to do and where you come from or have already done it before. And that's the law of attraction, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna attract people that can help you or you can help them. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing, like with your story, how you went to the lunch and then you just probably was just in casual conversation and you start talking about what you got going, and then somebody was like, oh, you do this? I do this, and let's see if we can help each other. And it happens for me too. I've been blessed to meet underground artists that's been doing their thing and stuff like that. They put me on, and without them, I wouldn't be able to perform on shows and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to even build some of the fan base I kind of built through their, you know what I mean, putting me on type shit. So yes, I understand what you meant by as far as like networking and putting it into the universe in order to receive the next steps or the help that you need.
Definitely, definitely. And I always say, where God guides, He provides. So He won't give you a vision and not give you the resources needed to fulfill that.
That reminds me of the Alchemist. You know what I mean? With him being the Alchemist being on his personal journey or whatnot, and him starting out having a dream which God gave him of treasure. Like he was a poor shepherd or whatever, and dreaming of treasure, but didn't know where to find it. All he knew is like how the location looked, and then he took all these different steps, and he ended up becoming an alchemist himself. He ended up learning how to turn anything to gold, to where the treasure, if he ever found it, it doesn't even matter because he knows how to turn everything to gold anyway. But when he finally found the treasure full circle, to where the dream that he had in his hometown, the treasure was always there at his hometown at the same little stable little environment that he had pictured in his dream. It was in his hometown, and he learned that the whole process of him trying to find his treasure, he had all these different experiences before he found his treasure, good and bad. But he ended up becoming an alchemist himself, to where I found the treasure, but I can turn anything into gold now. But I would never have learned how to do that if I didn't follow my dream.
Exactly. And I feel like that goes along the line of like exactly the mission and my vision of my company. And that's what I want people to know. Just like the book, he was the alchemist really the whole time. It took those experiences for him to finally get it. But it's like, if you're out searching for your purpose, if you're out searching for that treasure, you are the treasure. It's really already right there. And then the things that you go through to figure out your purpose is all to help develop you for exactly what you were put here to do.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel it and I receive that. And I strongly believe that I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. So like I'm drawn to people who have big dreams. You know what I mean? Like I love talking to people who dream big and have that mentality to say, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever it takes in order to get what I want.
Definitely. That's the mindset you gotta have. And I can promise, like, even though ours haven't fully just manifested yet, it
We're still
will.
we still we still early though. Like
Yeah, we're very
a lot
early in
of
the game.
that's a problem with a lot of people. They think things are supposed to happen quick because the people they idolize, it seemed like they happen quick, but it really is not the case.
Exactly. Most of these people have been doing their thing for a very long time before it just fell into the right hands. But no matter what, when you put that time and effort in, it has no choice but to flourish, and
Put
it
ten
will.
thousand hours into something, into a craft or to a business or something like that. I guarantee you will be successful if you put those 10,000 hours because within those 10,000 hours, you're gonna learn so much shit to make your business successful. Like it's inevitable. You just gotta put in that time and that grind and not expect that it's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you want to chime in on it, on anything about the struggles of entrepreneurship for the people that's watching?
Um, I guess just I don't think I have anything to chime in, but just a quick recap of remembering that it won't always be the closest people to you to support.
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to go figure out certain information for yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in your business.
Hmm.
Some of us have to still work a full-time job while we're still getting our
Stay
dreams out
humble.
there.
Stay humble.
Stay humble. You definitely have to, and just be consistent.
That's the biggest thing. Be consistent. Consistency always gonna win. As long as you're consistent and don't give up, you bound to see some type of success. Like
Definitely.
it is what it is. So with that being said, thank you, Sydney, for having an amazing conversation. I feel like this topic is definitely a topic well needed because a lot of people are the energy. It's a lot of people want to venture off into entrepreneurship. They're tired of working. They don't want to work their jobs for 30, 40 years. That's not the move no more. It's not the move no more.
We're
Like, yeah,
not
we
trying
need
to
to work the
retire
time.
with these companies.
You know what I mean? Like they don't even look out for you like that anyway, and then they don't care about your welfare, and we can go deep. We can have another conversation about that. But yeah, like I feel the spiritual shift moving as far as like everybody being inspired to try entrepreneurship. It's not for everybody. Some people are just naturally got because you need if you're gonna start a business, you're gonna need employees in a sense. You're gonna need helpers. So everybody's not fit to be the boss. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You can be assistant to the boss. You can be a supportive of the boss and still have the same satisfaction of helping build a brand and building a team. I see every time we about to get off, I think it's something that's a struggle. Like you want to
Yes.
talk about what your aspect of building a team, and then I'll go next.
So, building a team is having people that you can allow to be creative in their way that can still bring your vision to fruition.
So is this
And
personal to you, or are you talking generic?
generic,
Okay.
because it's not going to always be your friends that can help you do that, and mainly sometimes because they might just not possess the creative things that you need. So
Hmm.
that might be one way to not even think that your friends aren't supportive. They might just not have the knowledge needed to help. You
They
might
just
just
don't got it
inspire
in
some
them.
people. Yeah, you might just meet some people along the way that truly gets inspired about what you're doing, and they say, how can I really help? What my expertise and what I know, how can I help this person get to the next level? So that's really something I've been praying on myself right now, is just running into those people that can really build this team and say, hey, I can really see with my level of expertise helping you grow this brand.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. With me, building a team has been extremely difficult because one thing I have to realize is I can't impose my dreams on anybody else, even though they might share a similar interest in the same field. A lot of people don't have the same ambition and motivation and hardworking ethic as you. You know what I mean? And then you start putting people on your team, and they start slowing you down. Then you start being depressed spiritually. Then you start being frustrated because you're like, damn, I'm depending on somebody on this team to help me, and they're not executing in the way I needed to be executed. So, for example, I do music, right? In order for me to let's say, in order for me to complete a track, I need an engineer. You know what I mean? But the engineer, if I decide to try to find an engineer that's doing it for cheap or whatever, I have to realize that this engineer doesn't have a personal relationship with me. You know what I mean? So he might, depending on whatever music I decide to record that day, if he don't fuck with it, he might not put a lot of energy into trying to do his best. But if he does, then he might. And that's the thing that I have to run across, because if they don't really like your music like that, they're not gonna put in effort to make it sound good. Especially with videographers too. Like I expressed on the IG live, like right now I'm dealing with a videographer that don't communicate with me. I call FaceTime, call him like, what's up with the video? I paid him all the money already up front to do the video, but I'm taking the risk of him just running off with my money. And that shit that a lot of people don't realize that be happening behind the scenes, and that keeps us artists frustrated, because like I be wanting to beat somebody up because they took my money and not give me what they want. But then I have to like calm down and just be like, I might have to take a L, which is not a loss, it's a lesson, because it's like I'm venturing out trying to build business relationships with people, and people are biased. You know what I mean? You might have made a wrong impression on them. They'll take your money, but they won't do the service 100%. They'll do it at 50% and bullshit you, and then expect you to be content with what they offer. And then it's so frustrating, because when you start putting money behind shit and it start failing, it make those negative thoughts start coming in. And I know you can agree with this. Like, you spent a lot of money, just like you expressed in the beginning a lot. You spent $50 on consultation on something that you could have probably figured out yourself. And once you realize that, you was probably sick.
Just like last thing was saying, how, you know, sometimes you got to cut out that middleman, you know, so you can get your content out there in a timely manner, so you can keep the ball rolling. You know, you deal with photographers, videographers, where they're probably a one-man show too, or they might take their sweet peaceful time getting the stuff that you need out.
God.
It would take my photographer like 3 weeks or so to get back my edits, and you're pushing me back behind time.
Let me ask you, with that certain situation, when you first contacted this photographer and did you ask him how long does it take him to do shit?
Yes, and then they say, oh, I can give you your photos back the same day, and then I can get your edits back in a week. And so now you're upset with me hitting you up every day about my stuff.
I'm annoying.
You told me, this is what you told me.
Yes, I'm annoying because I'm hitting you up asking where the shit's at, but you told me you was going to have it in this amount of time. But now you coming up with excuses and why you can't do it. And now, from my experiences, niggas not picking up the phone. And I had to learn how to talk to people, because like I ain't gonna lie, when I get like a little frustrated about shit, especially when I spend money on it, I come a little aggressive. I had to learn, like,
straightforward.
Niggas, like, I don't have the power. Sometimes I have to understand the power dynamic. Like, if I don't know where you live or anything like that, we're not close like that, we have a business relationship, I can't come at you like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like, I put your money in pockets and you ain't giving me my shit. Like, what's going on? Because the niggas just hang up on my ass. And I can't do shit about it. You know, I can't do shit about it. I can't pull up on the nigga or nothing. You know what I mean? I had to learn that shit. Like, I gotta figure out a way to talk to you in order to get what I need from you, because like I paid the money for your service and you out here bullshitting for whatever reason, whatever perception you have of me or whatever it is. And then, like, I've been through some shit with this shit, like, to where I had to take it to some spaces I didn't want to take it to, and then I had to learn my lesson from taking it to that extent.
Yeah, because like I said, especially when it comes to maintaining a business, you don't want to burn any bridges with people, because you'll never know when you just might need them again. So that's one lesson that I'm glad that I haven't burned any bridges, but I realized even in that moment of frustration, like, okay, let me find the best professional way to still get my point across, because you know you have a business with your photography and videography, but I have a business too, and just like your business is important to you, my business is important to me. So I had just learned to be transparent and letting them know, like, look, I'm really passionate about my business. So if I'm on you about this, it's because you are needed. You are an intricate part in me producing what needs to be produced, and I need us to be on the same page. But that's why I took it a step further and went and bought my own equipment.
Yeah,
like, my
because
boyfriend is my cameraman now, so that cuts out that time. So sometimes you have to be creative and find different ways to where people don't have
that power over you.
There you go.
Yep, because I had to learn, because like I can have a lack of patience sometimes with people, because it's
Same.
like if I'm transparent with you, if I've always been honest and real with you, and I've always been on top of things when it comes to my service that I'm offering, why can't I receive the same benefit? And it's frustrating dealing with people who don't see it that way. Like, not only with the camera guy situation that I just explained, I've had a recent incident with because I send massive DMs on my social medias in order to build a bigger outreach. You know what I mean? And I pay somebody to do that. You know what I mean? I admit that I pay somebody to do it. I don't do that personally because I don't have the time to do it and the patience to do it. So I pay somebody to do that. But then when they start slacking, but they expect me to pay them for the whole service, like I had an incident with somebody where we had an agreement on how the payment was supposed to go, and I pay you half of it to start it, the marketing, and half of it when you finish. But this person kept slacking so much to where it frustrated me, that to where I looked for somebody else to pay. I found somebody else to pay. They started being more efficient than the previous person. The previous person started realizing that and demanded me to pay them full price for the service that they didn't finish. And so I had a little tit for tat with them to try to get them to understand, like I'm not gonna pay you the full money if you bullshitting me the whole time, and when I try to communicate with you, you don't hit me back, and then when you do hit me back 5 days later, you come up with an excuse. Oh, life is crazy for me. Like, life is crazy for everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm paying you. Like, you're taking my money, and we already agreed before I let you have my money that this is the expectations from me. But now you're trying to reverse it to where it's like I need to be more lenient to you because of life and stuff like that. And it's just like, nah, like, you're gonna slow me down.
Because if
And
this
if
was a real job and
you
you didn't
wouldn't
show
tell
up
your
to
employee like
work,
that. That's the thing
you're
I
gonna
said.
get fired.
And that was an example I said to this person while we had a tit for tat. And I try not to go tit for tat when it comes to business, because I have to state what it is. And if you don't feel it, it's just like I got to move my business somewhere else. And you said something about you try not to burn bridges, but sometimes it's necessary. For me, I feel like, and could be my opinion, I could be wrong. I feel like you have to burn bridges with some people because they need to understand that you take your shit serious. Because even,
Right. I would
yeah,
say parting ways and burning bridges are two different things.
okay, I
Parting
agree with that.
ways is like, okay, like I said, I'm gonna just use you for exactly what you're good for. It might be this, it might be that, or I might have to table you for a minute, because you never know what position you might be in later down the road to where you might want to pick that person back up. But burning bridges is where we draw the line in the sand, and I'm not doing business with you
Yeah, I did
at
burn some
all
bridges. I ain't
anymore.
gonna lie. I did burn some bridges. Only because at the moment, and before we having this conversation, you made me thinking of it in a different way. At the moment, I got probably emotional and kind of frustrated because these situations,
You're passionate.
I'm passionate, I'm putting my money into it, and I expect something from you because you sold this idea of this is how you was gonna go about doing things, and you didn't live up to the expectations. Now I feel finessed. I feel like I'm losing money and I'm not getting the results that I wanted. So now I'm emotional and I'm going to treat you or act in a certain manner, and then now I burnt the bridge with you. And like you just made a great point, so I didn't even really think about it. I probably didn't have to burn the bridge with them, but I didn't have to fuck with them as much as I was fucking with them. You know what I mean? Like I could have probably used them later on down the line for something, and I could have that power over them. But I sometimes I just be like, I'm just never gonna work with you again. And you finesse me, you got that, but fuck you. That's how I be feeling sometimes. And I don't want to. I'm a type of person. I kind of do hold grudges sometimes. And I'm talking about even with personal relationship that's outside of business. Like you do something weird to me or something like that, I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't want to fuck with you no more. I can't even be in the same room with you because I'm gonna be the type of nigga. The energy gonna be off. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm uncomfortable, bro. Y'all would put me in a room with people I don't even fuck with. That's how I am. Like, trust me. Like, if you talk to certain people, they don't stand. It's like that. Like, if I don't rock with them for whatever reason, it can be small. It's always principle with me. It's always principle. But yeah, you just made me realize like I don't have to always be like that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like I said, when it comes to your business, it's like the personal side of you would want to take it there, like because you have emotions, you're passionate behind what you're doing, especially when money is involved. Mm-hmm. But when you put the business first every time, that's gonna trump your emotions and say, okay, look, how can we like still keep the business relationship going? Because I mean, like even example, the dude that created my logo, he owns like a marketing firm, like a big marketing firm. He's actually really well known, but he gave me a deal because he was like, I see your passion behind what you want to do, and I really want to help. So I'll just charge you $500 flat, however long it takes for us to create your logo, because he's used to working with people that's like producing music and stuff. So they need
you pay $500 to get your logo done.
Yes,
I pay $150.
This dude actually charges people like $200 an hour to work on their stuff, because that's what I'm saying. He's used to working to like with big companies like that, but he's like, I'll just charge this for you. And he's like, he has other people that like, okay, I'll do this, you do this for that, you do this for the same project. So there's always multiple people working on it. So I understood where the $500 was going to, because it wasn't just him, it's dispersed to
good quality.
His team. Oh yeah, like the logo really came out nice. Like,
your logo.
I had reached out to someone before, and the way they made the logo, I was like, no, this is not the vision. It's not the vision. But
so with that person that couldn't fulfill your vision, you had to pay them too, right?
No, I actually let them know like she was only going to charge for like the finished product, and since I didn't like what they produced, it was no hard feelings when they saw that I went with someone else and got a logo made. It was fine because, like I said, I didn't burn that bridge, and now all of my flyers.
Can you explain that for me? Like, how did you not burn that bridge, even though you did not like what she produced? How did you go about that?
It took her some time to even produce what she did produce. So it's like I had to kind of keep reminding them, like, hey, did you get to it? Hey, did you get to it? And then when they did, they sent me a few things, and I'm like, I literally just said, let me kind of look this over. Let me give it some time, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. And they said, okay. And so in that time, I already knew, like, this isn't fulfilling the vision that I really see. I'm going to reach out to someone else. And then, like I said, I did follow back up with them and let them know, like, hey, I chose to go with another design from someone else, no hard feelings. And now all my flyers that I get made for my business is through the person that I first originally reached out to for the logo. So since I still handled that process professionally, I'm going to let them know, like, hey, I do appreciate the time you put in, but this just isn't fulfilling the vision that I see. They understood that, and now I can still work with them for other things that I need now.
And you can still trust that they won't be, like, feeling funny when they do take your money to do some shit. That's what I'd be scared of, because now, dealing with the experiences in the past, I've had 2 camera dudes do me like this. And it's like, it's like moving forward, it's hard for me to trust people. And I don't want to come off micromanaging, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if people understand what I've been through, I wasted money with bullshit people or people that bullshit me for whatever reason they bullshit. And it's just hard to try to trust.
Well, with your business, you're gonna have to take risks. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of the trusting part. I wouldn't put that much emphasis and emotion into it. It's just the business. Like you're gonna have to venture out and look for more people so you can continue to build your brand. But with you being very transparent and straightforward from the beginning, be clear with your expectations. They have no choice but to respect that.
Mm. So let me ask you this. If if you did all that and they still bullshit you, how do you go about it?
Things that you professionally, like I said, some things you do have to draw that line in the sand and say it's not gonna go no further than this. Appreciate you for your time, but you can. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just like if you go to any business today and they say we have the right to refuse your service, like you have the right to say, like, okay, I've done XYZ professionally. I've done my part in what I need to do. You're still not producing your end. Either give me my money back. I had a photographer that wasn't able to give me all my edits in a timely manner. I'm like, hey, since you charge this and you only produce this, this is the amount of money that I want back. And there's no hard feelings, but you didn't follow through with what I needed and you keep pushing me behind time. I'll find a way to get these last few pictures edited, but can you send me this amount back? And that was just that.
Yes, wise words, Sydney. Wise words. You definitely got me thinking about a current situation I'm in right now and how I want to go about it because I've been struggling with how to go about it because in the past I realized I probably went about it the wrong way. So now it's just like, how should I go about it? Should I press the person? Should I get aggressive, or should I just lay back and just say, "Fuck it,
Do
bro"?
what's best for your business. Like
Do it.
you'll get the answer when you can tell yourself, do whatever it looks like to do what's best for your business. If they're holding you back, do what's best for the business. If they can help your business, do what's best for the business. So whatever that looks like, that's gonna help you make your decision on how to proceed.
Real talk, and I hope the people that's watching it or that chimed in heard that because that was some wise words right there, especially for me because I needed to hear some shit like that. Any other struggles that you can think of as far as like starting your brand and stuff like that?
No, just let the fear go. Don't worry about the finances. Where God guides, He'll provide. He won't give you a vision and not provide the resources needed to fulfill it. You know, the team is going to come. The support will be there. Just stay committed. Stay passionate. Keep grinding. Don't worry about what anybody has to say because they're not living your life. They're not fulfilling the dream that you are. The team will
Hmm.
come. Everything needed will come. Uh, you just go through the process. It's a marathon and be
It's
in
a
it for the long.
marathon, like Nipsey said. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. And shit, we gonna do this shit for life. We already set our minds on it, so like we ain't gonna give up on it. So we gonna reap the benefits one day. If it takes 10 years, it takes 10 years. If it takes 15, it takes 15. But I would rather be doing it, looking forward for the day that I can look back at the success than being scared not to start at all. And
Exactly.
that's what I wanted this live to be about, this discussion to be about, to let people be aware that it's not easy to start your own business or your own brand, but the you know what I'm trying,
Satisfaction.
the satisfaction of once you reach the level that you want to reach to will be worth the process that you went through to get to that point.
Yeah.
So with that being said, thank you, Sydney. Go ahead and give you your last shout outs. Let everybody know where they can find you and to support.
Again, my name is Sydney Hoyle. I am the owner of I Am the Prize LLC, a self-love clothing brand where I sell gym sets and leisure wear for women. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at shop.iamtp. The website is iamtp.com as well. Like, share, subscribe. Any new customer can receive 10% off discounts to the email
Oh,
subscription. So head over to the shop.
Y'all make sure y'all fuck with my girl Sydney. Dream Vision Entertainment is the brand that I represent. Follow us on YouTube. This conversation that we had tonight will be on YouTube soon. So y'all definitely, if you missed it on the live, I'm glad the people that's talking, y'all will have a chance. Share it to everybody to let them know like this is a conversation that for anybody that want to start a business or a brand, or that somebody that's already started a business or brand, come check out our video and come leave in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll definitely have another discussion sooner or later about entrepreneurship and what it takes. Hopefully, the next time we have this conversation, we both will be in a different level of our entrepreneurship journey.
So,
all right, thank you, Sydney. I really, really appreciate you joining me on live and giving your input. You are a very intelligent woman. Keep grinding. I love you for it.
thank you for thinking of me, bro. Love you too.
All right. Until next time.